Imagine waking up one morning to hear that the government has decided to eliminate income tax. A world where you keep every dollar you earn. No deductions, no surprises at the end of the year. Sounds like a dream come true, right? But before you get too excited, let me tell you, this dream might not be all it seems. Stick around as we reveal the shocking truth you need to hear. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you never miss stories like this. The dream: tax-free paychecks. Just imagine it. No more income tax. Your paycheck, every penny of it, fully yours. No more sneaky deductions, no more looming tax season. The idea alone sounds like paradise. You could finally put that extra money to good use. Maybe take that vacation, pay off debts, or save for the future. Tax-free income would give you a sense of financial freedom like never before. But what if I told you this paradise has a dark side waiting to pull you back down? The hidden cost. Government's plan to fill the void. Here's where the real story begins. No income tax sounds great, but who's going to fill the nearly $2 trillion gap in government revenue? You see, the government doesn't just get rid of income tax without a plan to make up for it. And here's where things get tricky. Expect them to find a way to get that money back, and it's not going to come from the wealthiest 1%. No, you, the average person, are about to foot the bill in more subtle and dangerous ways. 15 to 30% sales tax on everything. Whether it's your groceries, new clothes, or even that new phone, suddenly, the cost of living becomes far more expensive. And that's not a one-off. It's every single purchase. $8 gas prices. What about gas? Imagine filling up your car and seeing the price of gas shoot up to $8 per gallon. You thought paying $3 or $4 was high. Well, with no income tax, the government makes up for it in rising fuel costs. For the average person, that's hundreds, even thousands of dollars more spent at the pump each year. Your daily commute just became a whole lot more expensive. Grocery prices surge. Your weekly grocery run, it's going to cost you a whole lot more. Imagine paying 25 to 40% more for the same items you used to buy. That loaf of bread, those eggs, the milk you rely on? Expect your grocery bill to rise dramatically, forcing you to adjust your spending just to eat the basics. Psychological effect. Your perception of a tax-free world is about to change. As you watch these costs surge, you start to feel the weight of the hidden taxes that you never saw coming. You were promised freedom from income tax, but now it's clear there's always a catch. And in this case, it's that everything you buy, use, or consume is about to get way more expensive. That shock, that sense of betrayal, it's real. But is there a way to avoid it? Let's find out. Real-world examples. Make it personal. Think this is just a theory? Let's take a closer look at where this has already played out. Real-world examples, showing how a world without income tax can make your life harder than you ever imagined. Case study number 1. Florida and Texas. No state income tax. Take Florida and Texas, for instance, states that famously don't have a state income tax. At first, it sounds like paradise, right? But here's the catch. With no income tax, the local governments have to make up for that lost revenue. So, what happens? They increase property taxes. In Texas, your home could be subject to higher property taxes, leaving you with bigger bills every year. And in Florida? Expect to pay more for almost everything, from vehicle registration to tolls. Higher property taxes. Let's talk about property taxes. Without income tax, homeowners in these states face higher property tax rates. Your dream home? It might become a financial burden. Year after year, those higher property tax rates eat into your budget, leaving you less room for other essential expenses. So no income tax sounds good until your property taxes increase by hundreds or even thousands of dollars each year. Expensive sales tax. Next, we have the sales tax. States without income tax tend to make up for it by boosting sales tax rates. In Florida, you could pay over 7% in sales tax. And in Texas, it's not uncommon to see even higher taxes on certain items. The next time you purchase something, whether it's a small gadget or your next appliance, expect to pay that extra percentage, again and again. Those seemingly small numbers add up, and you'll soon realize that the overall cost of living has quietly crept up. More toll roads. Imagine driving to work every day, only to have to pay a toll at every major intersection. Without income tax, the government might try to increase infrastructure fees by way of tolls. forcing you to spend more every time you get on the road. What's the real cost of no income tax? It's the countless fees and hidden costs that make your day-to-day life more expensive. Case study number 2. Countries without income tax. Let's look at places outside the US where no income tax is the norm. Think it's all sunshine and rainbows? Let's take a look. Dubai. No income tax, but insane high living costs. Dubai, the city where there's no income tax, right? Sounds like a financial paradise. But here's the kicker. Living costs are through the roof. Want to rent an apartment? You'll pay a premium. Dining out? Prepare to spend far more than you would back home. The high cost of living offsets any savings from not paying income tax. You might not be paying income tax, but you'll be paying for it in every other aspect of your life. Monaco. No tax, but only the rich can afford to live there. Take Monaco, another tax-free haven. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? But here's the reality. It's a luxury only the ultra-wealthy can afford. Rent for a small apartment can easily climb to tens of thousands of dollars per month. Groceries? They're pricey. Want to go out for dinner? You're looking at sky-high prices. Sure, there's no income tax, but the wealthy are the only ones who get to take advantage of it. The average person? They end up paying the price in other ways. So, is no income tax really the dream scenario it's made out to be? The truth is, countries and states that offer these promises often shift the burden elsewhere, hidden behind higher costs of living, taxes on goods and other fees you never saw coming. It's easy to see the allure of a tax-free world, but when you pull back the curtain, what you find might just make you wish for the old days. The real winners. Who benefits from tax-free income? And here's where things get ugly. Who's really winning when there's no income tax? It's not the average American or the middle class. The real winners are the billionaires and the ultra-wealthy. Without income tax, they get to keep even more of their wealth. Meanwhile, the burden shifts to the rest of us in the form of higher costs and more hidden taxes. The very people who benefit the most from tax cuts are the ones who already have the resources to avoid the additional hidden costs. The big question: what's the right choice? So here's the big question. Would you trade your income tax for the rising costs of living and the extra hidden taxes? Is no income tax really worth it, or is it just a way for the rich to get richer while the rest of us pay more? The truth is, we need to think carefully about what these tax cuts really mean for us in the long run. What's your opinion? What do you think? If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Your input matters, and together, we can start a meaningful conversation about what the future of taxes really looks like. Let's not be fooled by promises of tax cuts. Let's understand the full picture before it's too late.